Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I hope you're having a great day. And today we're going to be doing our 3-star run on Highlander's Ridge. Wonderful course. And we have already recorded a practice run of this that shows you all the tips and tricks. Today we're going to go for our 3-star run. So we pull out the flow disc. You can use 10 speed, PD here. And brings you right down to the basket for an easy birdie return. I actually recorded this 3-star run the other day when I was traveling, so this is kind of more of a play-by-play commentary of the recording that I did. All right, hole number 2. I've been experimenting with this Lots disc. It works pretty good. Just have to be careful not to bring it all the way down. It's just a little bit too much power. And can go up over the ridge if you're not careful. But if you hold up a little bit, it comes in pretty nicely, sometimes gets you an ace. But anything from an 8-speed or 7-speed, we even tried, I think, a 3-speed. It gets you down to the basket. All right, hole number 3, get out your big skip distance driver. I usually switch to backhand. And in this wind, what's going to happen? I forget. I think we run into some trouble here. Kind of goes off to the right a little bit too much. Oh, it comes back. Oh, yes, this is what I'm remembering. Thankfully, it didn't go into the water, so we didn't go out of bounds. But getting up over this fence and getting it to the basket, a little bit challenging in this wind especially. Well, we're going to be okay. To get our birdie, sometimes you can get an eagle on this one. If you want to check out some of those plays, be sure and take a look at the practice run on Highlander's Ridge. I'm finding this to be a little bit challenging with the discs that we have. The Strive discs fly a little bit different than what I'm used to. And in fact, going forward, I might swap out these Strives with other distance drivers because the Strives are no longer available in the Pro Shop. And so if you're just kind of jumping into this series and you don't have a Strives, it may no longer be appropriate to be showing you Strives. So going forward, we might swap those out with maybe some Rives or Ballistas, some other distance driver that might be more accessible in the roll format. For another birdie, made it. All right, big skip distance driver for this hole as well. You want to get up that hill as far as you can, and you will need to practice this based on what big skip distance driver you have, just to know how much hyzer or anhyzer to put on that in any given wind condition. Your goal is to get up far enough that you can see a line on the basket, and but then the second shot is a little bit challenging too because you're going uphill, it's a change of elevation. And as you can see, you don't always get it. But check out the practice run on Highlander. I think we make it a couple of times in that video. Sometimes it's a little challenging to see the basket. Disc Golf Valley has tried various ways to get around those kinds of issues. All right, the Windbreak musket that we received as a disc reward recently seems to work pretty good on this one. It's a little bit too much disc. Need to be careful, especially in some wind conditions. You might just go past the boundary there. But that works. And this is a challenging hole. Look at the wind speed on this. I was afraid that I would lose it on this one and have to start over, as you may have had to as well. In fact, it just barely stayed in bounds. In fact, used to be that would be out of bounds. If your disc was halfway, you could stay, but now if it's touching the line, you are not out of bounds. Wow. That was very fortunate that it rested on the rim of that basket. All right, big skip distance driver again for this. Although in a nice wind, a distance light disc can go a long ways here as well. But it's nice to have that extra skip. And here, when you're going for your 3-star, I would recommend just laying up to the basket, because if you go over the hill and down the hill, especially if it starts to roll away on you, there's no coming back. So when you're going for your 3 stars, better just to take the birdie. Okay, last hole, and this is where I would recommend spending some time practicing, because you can really lose it on this hole and have to start over again. 10-speed or this flow disc works nicely. You want to hit this little fence here. Avoid the opening, because that'll slide right out. And then come back. Fairly nice comeback for an easy birdie. Come on, birdie, birdie. Here we go. All right, well, there you go. 3 stars on Highlander's Ridge. It can be done. I know when I was going for the first time, it was a little bit frustrating, but you can do it. Let's see what kind of disc rewards we get. I think they've changed these up since I first played this. Oh, there's a water skip. That'll be new. Water skips have only been around for a while. All right, well, that does it for today. We'll see you next time here at Disc Golf Valley Tips and Tricks. So long for today.